Coming up on Oily Trash Movies. What the fuck?
Oh my gosh, she ripped herself open.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, hello, and we're live. Hello again, and welcome to Oily Trash Movies. This is the only podcast. I don't have a joke for this week prepared.
The only podcast that lose their edits.
This is the only podcast that loses their edits. I don't know. You know what? Fuck this podcast. I quit. I hate everything about it. I hate these movies.
Oh my god, we didn't introduce ourselves. And I'm Bublegum Barbie.
Hello, my name is Daddy WarBux. Look, I got hit in the head from a spinning fan blade earlier in the day, so I'm not all here. Alright.
So War and I had a moment where we got so sick of bad movies this week that we've been watching good movies.
We've recently watched the Reanimator trilogy, which I think really held up throughout the whole trilogy. Last week we watched Sanctuary for our 69 subscribers special, and oh gosh, I don't think I really have too much to add beyond what I said last week, and I think the parts I found interesting was when it explored the psychology of our main character through his fantasies, and I think that would be a stronger premise than the very, what I would call boring blackmail B-plot. I didn't care about that at all. That lost me. The end of the movie I also hated. Did you have anything to add?
Not really. I agree with everything you said. What I hated was the end of the movie. So because of that ending, I just don't care for the film at all. And I completely forgot that we watched it. And that's it.
You know what? Actually, I do want to touch on one last thing about last episode, because aside from the movie Sanctuary itself, there was a point at the end of the episode when you tried calling the movie cool, but not cool like the lighting or colors or that it's cool as in interesting, more like cool like a hot tub or cool like Goldilocks' porridge. Nobody knew what you were talking about, and after some deliberation, I realized you were trying to say that the movie was room temperature.
Mediocre.
And that it really didn't make you feel, you didn't feel one way or the other about it.
Which is true, and it's exact. I meant what I said. It was cool as in
a hot tub.
Not too hot, not too cold. It is the Goldilocks perfect porridge that you could just eat and forget and go take a nap. That's what I meant. It was mediocre. It was, what was the word that you told me?
Room temperature.
Room temperature. It was. And that's what it was.
But this week, I think we have a really fun, oily trash movies type movie this week. This is called The Friendship Game, and it looks like sort of like a teen horror drama. It's actually billed as mystery and sci-fi, which seems kind of strange, but what do we know about this movie?
This film is 1 hour and 27 minutes. It was filmed in 2022. It is a horror sci-fi, and it's about a group of teenagers in a small town discover a strange object that tests the strength of their friendship. The director is Scooter Crockley. Writer is Damien Ober. And the stars are people we don't know.
That director's name looks like Scooter Corkle.
Oh, Scooter
Corkle.
I can't say it. I'm so sorry, Scooter. I'm sorry, I can't say your last name.
He's Canadian. He won't be upset. And for whatever reason, this movie is referred to on Scooter's IMDb page as a hallucinatory cosmic horror film.
Interesting. So, anything you want to add?
No, I just want to get into this. Are you ready?
Okay, let's go.
Alright, we fade into Everytown, America. The classic, I bought a magical mystery MacGuffin from a street vendor.
Oh my god. She is the modern goth. I'm digging it.
Is it going to be a spooky old lady? Oh my god, maxing out your RAM by opening up 30 simultaneous video players. This is definitely a Zoomer thing to do.
Where's the one person who's reacting to these videos? Oh, I guess it's her.
It's us.
Oh, that's true. Make sure you follow and subscribe and put your little video camera in our houses and watch us from your computer.
Spy on us while we're showering. Steal our used socks.
Steal our stolen taxidermy cats.
How many of these chicks is that one single dude banging? Is this a hacker who hacked her webcam?
Yeah, that's what I want my followers to do.
Hack our webcams?
Yes, if you don't do that and watch us shower, you're not doing it right.
You're not a real fan, right?
Yeah. Oh my god, they're such angsty teens.
Man, being a grown-up isn't all it's cracked up to be, is it? Yeah, teenager rave.
This party is already better than the Grim party scene.
That's like the litmus for how shitty parties are. You think Cotton's got a wig on?
Yeah, she has a wig on, most
Okay.
definitely.
You say that a lot, though.
Yeah, and usually when I say that, I'm 100% right. This is weird. I'm like confused to what's going on already.
Psychotronic imagery! Yeah, we're gonna put 7 missing posters on one single telephone pole.
And you could tell that they were slowly running out because there's only 2 on that one.
This is way more non-linear than I expected it to be. I was expecting something Final Destination-like, where they play this creepy game and then one by one things start happening to them. Oh, that's the computer hacker.
Oh.
He loves famous movies like Bag of Guts.
Sounds like a great bad name.
Yeah, listen, subscribers, if you aren't recording Bubblegum Barbie sobbing, you're not doing your jobs right.
Look at that cool art. Oh man, that blue poster. So she's missing. And he has this footage of her.
Yes.
So confused.
I know, this is literally confusing. It's ambitious, I'll say. Yeah, get it! What's the guy's name? Rob? Go Rob!
I mean, if I don't get it, there's no way that teens are gonna get this. Right?
Maybe this isn't actually a teen movie.
Something that would have tested your friendship.
Oh my god, testing your friendship?
Look at all the, like, 15 posters in one post.
Yeah. This movie certainly has a style about it. Almost like cyberpunk with all the neon.
I was gonna say, it gives me Zone 414 vibes a little bit. Which is
Like-
the cyberpunk.
This set right here is awesome. I don't know, like, what this is. Like some sort of maze at a carnival?
Laser tag.
Oh, okay, laser tag. I don't see how their friendship is actually being tested, though.
I know, I don't see that either.
If anything, those two seem to be getting along even better than before. I think you're right about this all being inside of the game. Like, her truest desire was getting raw dogged by that dude and getting knocked up, but she can't handle the consequences of having a child as a teenager. Oh, shit.
Oh no!
She's giving birth. What the fuck?
Oh my gosh!
Jeez.
She ripped herself open. That was scary.
This feels like this movie's about the anxiety associated with, quote, leaving the nest.
Oh, that's why she's so angsty, because she left and she did
She
not.
feels abandoned.
Yeah.
She didn't leave you, she got abducted by a space ghost.
Oh, also, I want to say that the last edit of what's it called with the tent, I actually said nothing. That was edited, and that was slander.
Wait, what?
The last edit, which is the movie we saw of what? Segregation? What's that movie called?
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
Bubble.
Yeah.
Segregation is when you have people of different
know what
races and different drinking
Believes
fountains.
different. Yeah. Sanctuary. Also, I want to say that when there was the tent scene, I said nothing.
When he was pitching a tent.
Yeah.
Bubble, you can't shatter the illusion.
My deepest desire is that I get the letter that I'm in.
I feel like that's the only true desire we've heard, right? Like,
Yeah.
the other girl just said something stupid and like a platitude.
She been drunk before?
I don't know, some like
I thought their drunk acting was pretty poor myself, especially earlier.
Oh, okay. We're back to the first scene.
But that was just the exact same scene. We didn't even get any additional information, like what Courtney did immediately after that. Why even show us the same thing again?
I know. I mean, I appreciated that they cut it, but still, it's dumb.
Oh man, the space ghost
It's like
is
the space ghost.
glitching your printer. Get cyberpunked.
That was not scary.
She jumped. Oh my god, that's the letter she wanted.
Her desire.
It's gonna say, we're not taking you. Take care, comb your hair. Bye.
Bye.
Look, see, I didn't think I was gonna get in.
None of us did.
We thought you were too stupid.
She just threw away the
Yeah,
rest of
fuck
them.
these flyers. I'm throwing them in the trash. Oh shit, she's gonna also get abducted by herself.
Oh, the pill.
Better record this.
Oh my gosh, I found this pill that I gave to Cotton.
I'm so scared that something rolled down the street.
Again, not scary.
In the middle of day.
In this public street.
Hello?
It's not scary. She looks like your friend. Why would you be scared?
Whoa! Rob.
Oh my gosh. Just tell us.
I know.
Like, I'm not that interested.
My desire is that a condom breaks. And I accidentally impregnate my friend.
I already seen this.
I know.
I want new stuff.
Well, like, it would be fine if we were learning new information.
But we're not. This movie's trying to be too mysterious.
It's kind of pretentious.
And it's failing on me wanting to care. Oh, there's new information. Thank you, scene.
That must have been some good weed that he vaped. He's like, Jimmy, this is some good shit.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy.
I hope to one day have a cool haircut. So did they cut that baby out of her, and that's why her stomach was all cut open?
An hour and 24 minutes. It could have been cut down to an hour.
Well, it feels like it's only an hour-long movie that they just keep replaying scenes over and over again to pad it out.
Yeah. What was your first car war?
A Hyundai Accent.
I don't know what that is. Post it on the edit.
You're doing this edit.
What? I thought you're doing it because you were like, oh, she's gonna lose it.
Yeah, good. I hope you lose it. I don't ever want to. I hope we never have an edit again. I hope that everything is lost into a black hole like Cotton. A cyberpunk space ghost. I know you've been watching me pee.
Thanks, movie, for telling me nothing.
I wish that box, the little game itself, because that's a cool prop. I wish it was utilized more. Like, I wish they were, like, carrying it and sort of passing it between each other for whatever reason, just because they're suspicious of it. And then, like, they'll set it down and it'll start spinning. And then that's what causes everything to, like, trip out. Like, it needs to be a character in this movie, essentially. Like a force.
Mm-hmm. So it's interesting, though, because it's like a modern remake of the Ouija board. Teens playing the Ouija board in the middle of the night, you know?
Yeah, I was originally assuming that this was inspired by the puzzle box from Hellraiser.
Again? Freaking Hellraiser!
Look, Hellraiser has a puzzle box, and it looks kind of like that. And then demons
I
come out of
haven't
it.
seen Hellraiser. Our 150,000 devoted fans have not seen Hellraiser.
Oh,
Don't
they
know what you're
certainly
talking
have.
about.
I, too, want to know what happened to Cotton.
I too want to know what the heck is happening in this movie.
Yeah, can we get our desires, writer, please?
My desire is to understand this movie.
There's like a little gerbil in there running around, and that's why it spins.
Oh, that would be cute.
That should have happened the first time they used it.
Yep.
And then, like, there's like a blood pact, and that's what activates the magic.
They're not gonna tell us the desires until the end of this movie. Ugh.
Take care, comb your hair. Bye.
So the host gets trapped in the game till the game is over.
I wonder if her desire was like, did she say something like, I just want to get out of here, I just want to be gone, or something?
I have no idea.
This also is a bit of a careful what you wish for type premise. Hey, look, another scene we've already seen before.
Is that I really want to be good at sex.
Yeah, Rob!
He was recording us?
Yeah, he's your fan. Like, stop being judgy. Like, people don't understand.
Just fucking kick the door down and be like, listen, show us your computer or we're gonna kick your ass. And then tell your mom you were smoking all this pot.
Yeah. Why are the friends not there? The two friends, and be like, listen, you little shit.
You want to distract a 13-year-old? Just be like, hey, you want to see my boobs? Follow me. This is such, like, a self-insert by the writers. Like, well, you know, I'm a fan of Giallo films.
Yeah, that line was so out of place.
Like, hey, you know what we should do? Record a podcast while we watch all these old movies. Great practical effects. Ooh, sex. Yeah, click it.
Oh my gosh, it's Rob.
Whoa. Who's she having sex with?
Rob.
One of the videos said cotton brushing hair, and I thought for a moment that it was brushing teeth. Wait, how is he down there and upstairs? It's the space ghost. See that ghost over there, kid?
That's you, Rob.
Shut up! Oh my goodness!
Did we?
What? That doesn't make any sense. Is it a parallel universe thing? Is this a multiverse? Damn! Robbie's banging all these hoes! Yeah! Yeah!
You're right.
Yeah!
You were right in
Pimp.
the beginning where you're like, how many is Rob sleeping with? Have many of these girls?
Damn! What an absolute player. It's like the classic joke, you know, if you want to have a happy life, you have to find a woman who loves cooking, can cook you the greatest meal you've ever eaten. You gotta find a woman who is tidy and likes to clean. And you gotta find a woman who's great in bed. And the most important thing is, you can't let any of those women find out about each other. Spooky Hellraiser! See, it should have been doing that every time something weird started happening.
I know.
Have that be the motif. I'm gonna go, oh my god, it's cotton. Carry her in there. Oh my god. It's a glass door. There's a dead woman. You pick her up and you stomp through that door. You terminate her through it.
Yeah, he was more willing to climb a whole 2-story building wall than to just grab a rock and break the window.
Or just wait one additional second for someone to come through. Or try the front door.
Ring the doorbell, right?
God, this guy thinks he's fucking Quentin Tarantino or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's about a space ghost who abducted a teenage girl. This isn't like top tier writing. We don't need to structure it in a way that just dribbles out the information. This is it's a multiverse movie. He killed her in one she took all those pills, in one Sousa.
She got punched.
Like, bashed her head off the car. I don't think anybody did anything for any reason in this movie. I think it's just a bunch of random shit, honestly.
This is a mess of a script.
Oh man, cool. Like, this doesn't have any meaning, is why it's boring.
The script is a mess.
This is the opening scene. She's gonna decide not to buy it. Is that what's gonna happen?
I was gonna be like, no thank you. I feel confident with my friendship. Yeah, she doesn't buy it. And movie cut to black. Oh my god.
This movie there wasn't even a resolution. Like,
what was the whole point to what we saw if it's gonna have an ending like that? They just blue-balled us.
are we supposed to believe that they did something to make this outcome change?
Yeah, they hugged. Zoe hugged her.
Friendship game.
Oh my god.
It's a friendship game.
That was
They're like
terrible.
old though. They're old though. Like they already are friends. And they're old.
Yeah, like they've already passed the test of time and they've stuck through it. God.
I preferred Grim Cuddy over this, and Grim Cuddy wasn't that great. But at least they had a creature where it was terrifying and scary enough. All I saw in this movie was nothing. Nothing was scary, and it was frustrating. All I felt was frustration. I was so angry. The script is a freaking mess. You know what? The best way to fix this movie is to grab the script, read through it once, and then throw it in the trash can and burn it.
Yeah, I'm with you. The script was just a complete disaster. I'm still not sure if they ever told us what Cotton's desire was. I don't understand the rules of anything that happened. There was almost no continuity. There was a scene where Rob comes in and his lip is like bleeding for some reason, and I don't think that was ever explained. And then he went up into the house, and then he was also downstairs. And like I guess this is a multiverse movie. And then for seemingly no reason, everything just reverted. This movie was literally shat out, I think.
I agree. So I think this movie is just a multi-universe thing where in one universe, Rob ends up killing her. Other universe, she ends up killing her. The other universe, she ends up, the other one, Court ends up killing her. And then the other universe, Cotton ends up not buying the game. That's it. That's what the message of this movie was. That was the plot. And it sucked.
All of the decisions seem misguided. For instance, blueballing us on what their desire was every time. But it's not like their desire was a big mystery that affected the story. I suppose you could say Rob's kind of did, because that's what maybe made him have sex with all three women, that sort of caused the friendships to start disintegrating. But it's not like they were plot points which changed the course of the story. And I don't even know if you could have that, because the story is so meandering and without direction.
Yeah. I mean, I did like the characters. They did, and the characters they could stand on their own, essentially. But I hated how the director and the writer were trying to be more deep and mysterious than they needed to. And as the audience, I was just left frustrated consistently, because it's like, why? Essentially what this movie did is what The Witcher did on season 3, where it was that episode where they showed us the same scenes over and over and over again without giving us any new material or any new information. It was just the same thing. And it was annoying.
I do agree. I think the 4 characters were actually developed pretty good. They all seemed real. They seemed sort of likable. They seemed like their friendships were real. I'm a big fan of nicknames. I grew up in a nickname type family where everybody had nicknames, and that made that feel real. The little kid, I think, the fact that he's in the 70s Gylo films seems unbelievable. 2, I don't know what the point of him existing was. You could have written him out of this movie, I think, without losing anything, and you'd have more time to explain maybe what the fuck's going on. But at the end of the day, I don't think anything is going on, because it's just a bunch of random nonsense where some people get killed by other people, and gosh, nobody learned anything, and nothing was accomplished. I do think the movie had some style. I liked some of the trippy visuals. I liked the party scene, that whole house where everything was spray painted very colorfully. That was kind of cool. Everybody had their own home. All of the sets felt very real. But goddamn, this story was such a mess and had no point to it that it really it seems like it's all wasted effort to tell this story that's just a bunch of nonsense.
The one thing that I liked the most was the special effects. Not the special effects, but the editing and the graphic effects. That was cool. The prop was awesome. I wish it was more in the scenes, and I think that would have been better if it took more than half of the movie. We had to get towards the end, the third, quote unquote. There is no acts, but the third half of the film, which is the ending where things are being what's that word? What am I trying to say?
The climax, the third act,
where we start
the
finding
resolution
things out. Yes,
the denouement.
The denouement, yes. It started appearing there, and it started doing cool stuff, and that's when I started like getting excited. But again, the story, nobody learned anything. Nothing mattered in this film. It was so dumb. The kid, I agree with you. He could have been completely cut and it wouldn't have mattered. I think the reason why he was there is because they wanted to add a creepiness to it of a stalker format. Yeah, this movie sucked.
You know, this feels it's very ambitious. I feel like it's trying to take stuff from so many other classic sort of trippy films. Jacob's Ladder we talked about last week or 2 weeks ago. It had a lot of hallucinations from our main character, but this, you know, I hold on. I had a good thought and it slipped my mind. I got hit in that head. That fucking fan blade to the side of my head has knocked all the sense out of me. You know what? I think the premise of this movie is strong and could work. And there's been a bunch of movies where you find some magic MacGuffin and then something happens. I think there was another teen movie called like Truth or Dare or something where you had like this big spinning gadget or like you made a wish. It was called like The Wishing Game. And it was that movie I actually thought was a perfect premise. They all made wishes, and then it was be careful what you wish for type movie. That's kind of what this is. What is your desire? You know, it's like what you wish for. And I think you could use that premise. It's like, okay, well, not only is it be careful what you wish for, it's also, quote unquote, the friendship game. And I think if you had just had it a linear story where everybody actually expresses their desires, and you can even keep the mystery element where we don't learn what their desire was until after the consequences play out, but then you have each of those people experiencing the realization of their desires and how it actually tests their friendships, because I didn't believe that the friendships were tested. All we saw was a woman walk in and see Robbie banging her friend, and at no point was there any inter-conflict between the friends. She just stormed out. I think you could like add the element of drama where, you know, the first one's easy where she just gets accepted into college, and it's like, okay, well, it's like how do you deal with saying goodbye? How do you remain friends with somebody that you know you're not going to see for years, maybe never again? They're moving out of state. And then each of them maybe has something, one thing or another, and how does that impact the relationships? And I think that would work better.
I agree with you, and it just this movie, like the story plots were kind of stupid. Like Courtney gave her pills and she ended up overdosing, and it's the way she died in this format. Like, and the reason why she overdosed is because she saw Rob and what's her face get laid, you know? That's the one thing that never changed, is that she saw Rob getting, and what's her face getting laid. And like, I would have really liked as to why Rob murdered her. There has to be a reason. Like, I want to see that threat, you know? Does she blackmail him or try to?
Why did any of them murder anybody? Like, why? Why would he kill people at the end of this? There was the murders, there was no motivation.
Because I get it. The reason why they were murdering or someone was dying is because that was the game, the rules of the game. If you don't survive, you fail. And that's what the game was. Okay, but none of it mattered, and it's frustrating me. It frustrates me so much, and I hate this movie, and I'm going to rate it 9 buckets of oil.
Wow.
No purpose, none whatsoever. What they did right is that it did feel like a teenage movie. These felt like teens. There were issues that teens care about. The wardrobe was fine. Audio was fine. Special effects, the little bit that we saw was okay. And then the whole baby thing or this blue-haired stomach, like, why does her stomach hurt? Like, what was the point of that? Like, did she indeed get pregnant?
Oh, yeah.
And then that was the curse? Like,
she
that
just
was her way of
randomly
dying?
became crippled at the end just because there needs to be a dramatic scene where Rob stalks her as she's crawling away. Yeah, again, everything that happened in this movie was like they just pulled it out of a hat.
Right.
It's like, well, it's a horror movie, so we have to have the character kill all the other characters. And then, well, it's also a movie about teens, and we want to have a happy ending, so it just none of it happens at the end.
Right. It was so stupid. It was dumb. Movie. I wouldn't recommend this to anybody really because it's so frustrating. If you want to feel frustrated, you have too much of a good day, and you're like, oh wow, everything's just been so great, and I don't want to like if you want to have a frustration or the feeling of frustration where you get bull-balled and you don't get any satisfaction, watch this film.
I could see some teens, maybe a high school kid who's kind of into like sort of weirder, artsier movies liking this because it is very non-traditional. And like the fact that it's non-linear and it's got that Quentin Tarantino chapter where you have your title card and it, but I think all of that as someone who's seen, I feel like I would have liked this movie as a teenager, but as someone who's seen, hundreds of movies since then, I sort of recognize this as just being hollow and nonsensical. I would have hooked on to like, ooh, multiple universes. And of course, also when I was a teenager, the multiverse was a very seldom heard of thing in science fiction, or, occasionally you get a movie about that. As we've seen, enter the Pandaverse, as they called it. Basically, every movie is about a multiverse nowadays, so it's a lot less novel. But I'm going to give this 6 buckets of oil. I don't think, it's pretty bad. I think it does have some redeeming qualities, such as the film work, and the fact that the 4 characters themselves, I think, were written good. But if you want a good, low-budget multiverse movie that predates all the Marvel stuff and isn't like a big giant action flick and sort of looks at the fear that you might have if you got caught in some sort of cosmic crossover, there's a great movie from 2013 called Coherence. And if you're a teen and you want a movie that's about a bunch of friends wishing for stuff and everything goes to hell, I would recommend Wish Upon from 2017. Both of those movies did those better than this movie did either of those things, and this movie trying to cross those two failed in every way. I don't think there's really anything redeemable about this story.
So Rob's deepest desire was to be good in bed, and essentially how that happened is that he had to sleep with all his best friends in order for him to become what he wants, and that's good in bed. And essentially that's what caused the breakage of friendship, I suppose. And
yeah, I guess, because they did find out, Courtney learns that, or Susan learns that he also slept with Courtney at the third act, and that's sort of the beginning of our third act, I suppose. Whatever. I'm so uninterested in any sort of investigation or reading into the themes, or this movie sucked. This might get an end of the year last minute addition to the bottom 10.
Yeah, so this is better than Hunt Club in my opinion. But it's down
Yeah.
there for me already.
All right, I don't have anything else to add about this.
I do want to say my favorite thing about this film was the art director. The sets were beautiful. And that's it. That's all I want to say. Don't watch this movie.
All right, take care, comb your hair.
And remember to mace in that friendship game face. Bye!
Bye.